second board is up and over, and here we go. Ryan Dungey wins in Atlanta. Last lap. Townley inside takes the spot away. Oh! Lance goes over the bars. He totally committed. And the win will go to Ben Townley. Oh, and down goes Dungey. And Branden Jesseman wins the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights main event. Here in Indiana, it's Ryan Dungey taking his second victory in 2007. So only this, Morais, great move on Tommy Hahn to pick up some incredibly valuable points. Townley takes the win, Lange takes second. After a half dozen thrilling races, it all comes down to this. 3 riders, 1 championship. Decided tonight from the Motor City, right now on Speed. Ford Field, the home of the National Football League's Detroit Lions. And tonight is the final round of the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Series. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside Jeff Emig, former Supercross Series champion. And coming into this last round for the Lights East Coast, well, it's really down to 3 guys battling for the championship, and the guy on top of the standings, Jeff, Mr. Consistency, Ryan Morais.
Well, he has been consistent and hasn't had the greatest starts, but he's seemed to battle each and every race, and always lap 13, 14, 15, you see him still passing guys, getting those valuable championship points. That's what's kept him in the lead.
Well, let's show you how tight this battle is as we take a look at the East Coast point standings. You can see Morais is on top, Ben Townley and Darcy Lange sitting second and third. 2 Pro Circuit guys trying to steal this championship away from Ryan Morais. Well, coming into tonight's round, we had the opportunity to talk to Ryan about what he has to do to lock up this championship.
I'm just gonna come in here. I know I'm well prepared as much as I can be right now, so I'm gonna go out there and give it them all and try to win this championship for Yamaha Troy Boost Mobile and just try to turn it around for me and this team.
Consistency is what has gotten Ryan Morais to the top of the point standings. Jeff, do you think that's what will get him a championship?
Well, I think that's what can do it. I think that's going to help, but man, if he goes out and wins the main event, he's going to guarantee the championship. Along with Ben Townley, he wins the main event, he guarantees he's going to be champion. So if I'm those guys, that's what I'm thinking. Lange also, he has to go win the main event, which he's never done, and hope for not 1 guy, but 2 guys to have a little bit of bad luck, which might be a bit of a tall order, but I really like the chances. I like coming into this final race knowing that if you win, you're the champion.
That consistency, as you take a look at this graphic for Morais, is just getting into the top 5. He's not finished out of the top 5 in 6 races so far this year. He's been on the podium twice, but no wins. The only rider to win out of these 3 is Ben Townley, one of the Pro Circuit riders. And with more on the Monster Pro Circuit team, here's our Aaron Bates.
As the highly dramatic East Coast Light Series comes to a head here in Detroit, you can just start to feel the tension thicken through the air. As you can tell behind me, Mitch Payton's Pro Circuit Kawasaki team has a legacy of taking home these #1 titles and obviously looking forward to putting another one up there. When I asked him earlier, though, if team tactics were going to come into play, he had said no, not at all. In fact, he wants it to play out the way it was supposed to, and team tactics will not be involved. But I spoke with both Darcy Lange and Ben Townley earlier and asked them their thoughts and their mindset coming into the last race here in Detroit.
I'm feeling really good. You know, it's a pretty intense track out there, and I'm just looking forward to getting a good start and going from there.
I'm a little bit out of the points lead. You know, I need a lot of luck on my side to get the #1 plate. But you know, anything can happen. I'm just going to go out there, ride my own race, and you know, hope for the best.
Stay with us. We're coming right back to Ford Field for more of the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Series. Spoiler and Ryan Dungey, or possibly Branden Jesseman, they've both been very good this year.
Yeah, both those guys have had some great rides so far, and Dungey had a lot of that bad luck in the beginning, and he really showed some speed.
Here's the up close for our Supercross lights. Heat number 1, top 9 will go on to the main. Of course, 10 through 20 goes last chance qualifier, and this will be a 6-lap race. Ryan Dungey carrying the onboard, or Billy Laninovich, I should say, carrying our onboard camera. He's sitting right next to the doghouse. And Jeff, you think that might be a great starting spot?
Yeah, I think the first gate to the inside, maybe to the left, or somewhere in there, I think that's going to be the best start to spot.
One of the reasons Jeff likes that spot is it might be tough to get pinched in there, and it works out for the Alessi brothers. Looks like Tony had a good gate pick for the kids tonight. I think that's Mike that got out first.
That is Mike Alessi, notoriously a great starter. Well, historically, I should say. He is a notorious starter. This guy gets out front, puts in some hot laps, and he's been kind of up and down this season. I think he's lacked a little bit of confidence, but remember back to the round in Orlando, Florida, he was the fastest guy on the track, almost passed Jesseman at the end of the race in the last one.
When he does feel confident, he's almost unbeatable.
Yeah, it's been a strange year for Mike Alessi because he hasn't been quite as dominant, not up front quite as much as what he usually is. But it seems like here in this last round of the East Light Series, he's got nailed this whole shot, doing what he needs to do.
The Red Bull KTM rider leading it right now as we work our way through the opening lap. On board with Billy Laninovich, our onboard camera.
Billy got a little bit out of sequence there. You see, there's 9 jumps there going down that straightaway, and for some reason he was out of sequence. You want to go 3-3-3. Just picked it right back up to the back of Canary now. If you notice the track, they work on the track before the between qualifying, before the heats. They smooth everything out, and basically it's pretty hard underneath, but there's quite a bit of loose dirt, and it's got a lot of rock in it on top. So they kind of smooth it out. It's a little bit, deceiving. So right now, the opening qualifying race, the track is going to be a little bit slippery, like you've seen there. But as the heat race is going, the track's going to work in. Corner's going to get a little more ruddy.
Canary on the 54. As you watch the names going across the top of the screen, remember, those in green all hold transfer spots. Those in red hoping to improve. And Canary trying to get around for second place around Tyler Bright. Canary all out of shape. And here comes Laninovich trying to get around to take over third. Couldn't get it. Well, you got to capitalize when that door opens.
Oh yeah, but Canary there, he just about took out Laninovich's front wheel there on that first set of whoops. But let's go back to Bright for a second. It's the first time we've mentioned his name in the East Coast Series here. This is a great start, and what a confidence booster this can be to get a great start, run up here with one of the best ice riders there is. So you see Canary's going to jump to the inside, tries to square up, and Laninovich has to hit on the brakes. Woo, that was close.
You were right in the middle of it with our onboard camera. Here comes Laninovich trying to make the move, and Dungey might pass them both and does.
And watch the drive Canary's going to get coming across the whoops.
Boy, and Dungey tried to push him outside and held the position. Ryan Dungey on the Makita Suzuki, a winner already this year. Could be the big championship spoiler here tonight.
He could be, and that's what you do. You run the risk. When you did what number 50 here, Billy Laninovich, when he tried to pass Canary there, he made the block pass, but what he did, he had to stop. He had to stop the momentum to try to pinch him off. And what it did is it left the guys behind him a little more momentum to go by. Here you see both these guys, they missed the on-off. Dungey just squeezed right on by.
Dungey, meanwhile, is closed up on Bright. Looked like he was setting up a pass. He did, and he has moved himself to second. Laninovich had moved up to fourth, and he's trying to take third away from Tyler Bright now.
Laninovich riding pretty aggressive here. He knows the urgency. He knows that he wants to get up there. Unfortunately, some of these block passes kept him in the same position with other guys getting by.
White flag is out. Mike Alessi is checked out. He has got a healthy 10-second lead over the battle for second.
He's also turned the fastest lap of this race so far to 47.7. That's been the fastest lights lap all day. So Mike Alessi is really dialed in here tonight in Detroit.
And Jeff Tyler Bright is doing an outstanding job. The rider out of Lexington, North Carolina. The Bad Boy Power Drink Yamaha right in front of you. Checkered flag for Mike Alessi. And boy, if he gets the confidence going, who knows what he can do in the main. Look at this three-wide fight for third.
Our onboard cameras at the front of this group, you can see.
And it's going to go to the onboard camera. Billy Laninovich just gets Tommy Hahn and Tyler Bright right at the line. Canary will hold on for 6. Mike's brother Jeff comes in 7. We'll talk to Mike Alessi when we come back to Detroit, Michigan after this.
Think fast. If you live for racing, Racer Magazine.
Here in Detroit, Michigan, and now everybody's indoors here at Ford Field watching the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Series Championship title fight. Here's the results from heat number 1, and Mike Alessi beats him handily with a more than 10-second advantage over Ryan Dungey at the finish line. Everybody down to Zach Osborne going straight to the main. Now Mike Alessi gets to talk to our Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, celebrating not only his first heat race victory, but his very first hole shot this season. Mike, you've been training on the 454 stroke this entire time off for outdoors. How has this helped you transition over to the 254 stroke?
Yeah, the outdoors really helped me out a lot. You know, my confidence is really high right now. You know, I've been riding really good on my new 450, and looking forward to the outdoor series. You know, that race was great. You know, got the hole shot, which I haven't done since Atlanta, so it feels really good. And just check those guys. I mean, just left them, and it seemed like so easy. I won by like 10 seconds, and it was like nothing. But I want to thank all the guys at Red Bull KTM doing a great job. Alpine Star, Smith Goggles, Shark Helmets, Dunlop, you guys working great. You know, tires hooked up great. And all my family and friends, my girlfriend Danielle, and just everybody, I appreciate it.
Mike Alessi's got this track dialed in so far. Your winner, heat number 1.
Is the passion for two wheels in your blood? Well, now you can get all the breaking news, in-depth analysis, and more with the Motorcycle Racing Report, only at speedtv.com. Keyword green, presented by Kawasaki. Here's a look at our up close for heat number 2. It's exactly like heat number 1. Top 9 going to the main. Everybody else to the last chance qualifier. And once again, we'll run it for 6 laps. Now this time in our Dunlop starting grid, Jeff, we get to see all 3 of the title contenders. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing if you're one of them?
I don't believe I've ever seen this before. And now, because we line up for these heat races based off of their qualifying times and qualifying practice, not based off of points, we've got all 3 of these guys together. So this is a little preview for what the main event's going to be like. So I'm thinking maybe we ought to get the guys from Pinks out here, line these guys up. They can race for the Pinks on the bikes. What do you think?
Well, I can tell you we have a 30-second card girl, and she's out there in the middle of the starting area. When she turns that board sideways, she's going to head for the sidelines, and then we'll be racing. There's Ben Townley, the guy with all the momentum, coming into the night. Getting ready for heat 2. A couple of riders go down early, and coming out with the hole shot, it's the number 47 of Kelly Smith. Well, it looks like some of our title contenders are buried deep, including the 101 of Townley. Looked like he was way back.
Kelly Smith there on the Rockstar Suzuki. Looks like they're getting that bike dialed in and getting it out front. They actually, he goes by the nickname of the White Truffle.
Now remember, that's Darcy Lange on the 105, the Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki. So he's up to second. Of course, right in the middle of this title fight.
Well, and when it comes to the championship, what we're talking about here, why this particular heat race, not only to get into the main event, if you want to win this, you want to get the best starting spot possible. And, you know, get to the inside of the guys in the main event. So winning this heat race is going to be key.
He's one step closer, taking the early lead. Does it help you or hurt? Well, maybe help you or hurt you by having those guys in the same heat, because you get an idea of how fast they work.
Well, I guess if you win the heat and you go out there and wax them, then that pretty much, makes you feel good. It ups your confidence. But if you have a bad race, or maybe if you can't run the pace of the other guy, if you were in different heat races, you're like, well, the track's a little different or whatnot. But these guys are matched up, and another guy wheelies away from the other one. You pretty much know he's going faster. So you're going to have to figure something out for the main event. You want to be champion.
Morais is doing that right now, turning a 47.9 on that last lap.
And he just made a little mistake there in case that triple out of the first turn. Just put Kelly Smith right back up on his rear wheel.
Morais is in 4th, Townley's in 5th. Remember, the top 9 going on to the main event, so all 3 would be in transfer positions right now, but it would be Lange who'd have the huge advantage of the gate pit.
Kelly Smith putting in a really good ride tonight. His qualifying time was a little bit down from the top guys, but here in this heat race, he's got it together. He's running the pace of one of our fastest East Lights riders, of the season. So he's got to be feeling good about it.
Lange has already won a championship this year, claiming an Arenacross title. Wasn't really expected to do much here in the Supercross series, and now he finds himself right in the middle of a championship chase. And Townley challenging Morais as they fight over 4th position right now.
That was that synchronicity over those triple jumps there. That was awesome. And Morais taking the position back.
Townley in the green riding gear. The other monster, Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Morais on the Yamaha in the blue colors.
How are these guys battling it out? Corner after corner, they're getting on the inside of each other. This is pretty amazing racing, especially for the heat race.
It's very clean, yet very aggressive.
It's nice to know. You get out there, you figure out where your lines are, judge yourself against the other riders. So it's nice to know that they're racing each other clean. They're not pulling any cheap shots. And these guys get to this main event, have a good race for the championship.
Townley is now able to lock up the position.
I mean, both these guys have put in such great rides this season. Townley winning a few of the main events, but Morais having every race inside the top 5 with a couple of second places. That has been, no matter who wins this championship, all of these guys have had great seasons. So, but of course, we do have to crown somebody points champion, and that's what pays the big bucks.
Battle for 5th. 157 is Hackley. Hibbert on the 76. Tucker Hibbert trying to take 5th place away.
You see the 75 with Tickle, he's sneaking up in there too.
Broc's been running pretty good. Broc Tickle on the 75.
Oh, and Hibbert takes the position, just gets to the inside. Hackley takes it back once again.
Sean Hackley looking over. 157, he's going to see Tucker Hibbert coming right up alongside. And he is a handful of throttle and pulls away. Oop.
And that's the thing about this track, Ralph, is that you have to ride a lot of the outside berms, especially when it comes to these 90 degrees.
Checkered flag for Darcy Lange. Took me half a second to figure him out. Darcy Lange takes the win here in Heat 2. We'll talk to him when we come back. To the final round of the Yacht Mobile AMA Supercross Lights East Coast Series. Darcy Lange has just won his 5th heat race of the 2007 championship chase. He will join Smith, Townley, Morais, Hackley, Tickle, Hibbert, Carl, and Ripple in the main event. Everybody else to the last chance qualifier. We go down to the top of the podium. Here's Aaron.
Well, Darcy Lange celebrating yet another heat race, but he says that he's already sort of counted himself out of the championship. Darcy, do you feel that you're at an advantage coming into this round with not as much pressure on your shoulders?
Yeah, it's the track's good, and Ryan and Ben, they got a few points on me, so anything can happen. I just want to go out there and it's the last race for these. Hopefully, try and get a win. It's been a long time coming, so maybe tonight will be the night.
Darcy Lange wanting that first win more than anything here this evening in Detroit.
It all comes down to Las Vegas. The finale of the Supercross season for 2007. You'll see it all live right here on Speed. Saturday night, May 5th. Make sure you join us for all 4 hours of live coverage from Sam Boyd Stadium. It begins at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have the Supercross main events and the East-West shootout for the Supercross Light Series. It's going to be a great night of Supercross action. The final 4 riders have been decided for the main event. Branden Jesseman, Skaggs, and Mayer will fill out our field for our lights main coming up. Stay with us. We're coming right back to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Getting set for the main event yet to go here on the home of the Supercross Lights. Speed. Figure out who won the races and have the help of the American Motorcyclist Association. The AMA, a big part of motorcycling, not only in racing, but on the street as well. Of course, when it comes to racing, they oversee all the competition for Supercross, Superbike, Motocross, Flat Track, and Supermoto. The AMA was founded back in 1924. The AMA, a big part of Supercross racing. One of the things they do is timing and scoring. Earlier, we took a look at how timing and scoring works with Supercross.
The timing has really excelled it highly, in my opinion. I mean, everybody's talking about lap times, and now with the time qualifying, that really, to me, it made it a lot more professional.
This new technological approach begins a tech inspection, where transponders are placed on the bikes and rider information is gathered. Riders are timed with the use of 3 antennas that relay results and times wirelessly from the start-finish line and 2 intermediate points on the track back to the timing and scoring booth.
All that data comes up to us up here in the booth via wireless networks.
It is then instantaneously sent out to TV, various live scoring websites, a live scoreboard, and the Diamond Vision board that updates fans during race action, a live event announcer, the TV talent booth, race team transporters, and the AMA semi. All this adds up to a better fan experience and even more analyzing by the riders.
Ricky and Bubba can't wait to analyze the practice times and look and see where they can make up time or do better or do worse. So it's definitely a lot of information to look at, and there's a lot of things you can do with it.
Well, now we're ready for the biggest main event of the Supercross Lights East Coast season, the one that will decide the championship. Let's show you our up close for the main event. Mike Alessi winning Heat 1, Darcy Lange winning Heat 2, Matt Bonney picking up his first LCQ win. And before we can drop on this oh-so-important main, let's check in with Aaron Bates for a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, guys, Darcy Lange went home to Canada for a little rest and relaxation for the 2-week break, but when he took a look in the mirror, he noticed an enormous bulge on the right-hand side of his neck. It was so bad, in fact, he went to the doctor to take a look at it. What they did, they drew some blood and they did an ultrasound, and the doctor asked what the cause could have been. He said, well, to be honest, I have taken quite a few hard crashes so far this season. The doctor said to him, well, as soon as your season is over with, I'd like to have you in here, get a little biopsy done on it, and take a look to find out what exactly is the problem. Darcy said it's not bothering him whatsoever. It doesn't hurt, but he's not excited for the season to be over with to get that biopsy done.
I bet he's not. Let's show you the starting grid brought to you by Dunlop as we get ready for the main event. Jeff, all the right players are here. Who's got the edge? Can we see an upset victory by maybe a Mike Alessi or a Ryan Dungey?
Well, I think it's could be a night like that, but it's all about the championship tonight. We got 3 guys that have a chance to win this thing. The nerves have got to be building right now on the starting line.
Well, one of the keys, Jeff, is going to be this starting area.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I want you guys to take a look. About the 3rd gate out is a straight line to the first turn, okay? All of these gates in here have to kind of shoot off to their right, and everybody gets pinched off. We've seen a lot of riders going down right here. So kind of the inside on the gate this week, kind of no man's land. It's a little better to be in the middle or even towards the outside is better than the inside. That's not, not how it is normally.
Billy Laninovich on the number 50 has our onboard camera on top of his Honda. There's a view he has down to that start area, and you can see Jeff, he's kind of headed straight there as well. Then the 116, Ryan Morais. Consistency has gotten him to the lead of the point standings. Will consistency be enough after this 15-lap race to be crowned East Coast champ. Here we go. East Coast Lights Championship on the line. And it's Dungey getting the whole shot of the early lead, but right in the thick of it is the 116 of Ryan Morais. And there goes Townley. So Townley got a good start. Lange got a horrible start. He's all the way back at the tail.
Yeah, Lange was dead last coming around the first turn. That is not what he needed. He needed to get out front. But right now, the 116, Ryan Morais doing just what he had to do. Get a great start in that main event. Stay out of all that trouble.
Not a good start for Mike Alessi, who won the first heat of the night. We thought he might be a player. Billy Laninovich got a very good start on the 50.
And when we're talking about the points here, points lead, Ryan Morais with the lead. Townley second, 3 points behind him. Morais just has to stay in front of Townley. He'll be the champion.
Dungey thought after the first race of the year, which he came out and won, we all thought this kid might be the championship guy to beat, but then he went on a horrible streak, Jeff.
Horrible. I don't even know how you put it. It was the worst string of bad luck I've ever seen, but he rebounded, has won main events, battled for the lead, even in the races that he hasn't won. This kid's had a great rookie season here in the Lights Division.
Really seemed to be struggling through that rhythm section there. Really kind of pounded his way through it. Now it looks like Morais has lost a position or two.
Morais must have went down there. He is buried mid-pack right now.
So Townley is around and up into second or third, which would be good enough for the championship if Morais cannot get going again.
Well, this definitely shakes things up, and that is a stroke of good luck for the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider, Ben Townley, that is for sure. And we're going to see if Morais can do what he has done so many times this season and ride from buried in the pack right up into the top 5. And what he needs to do is finish at least behind Townley if Townley is second or further back. Let's take a look at the start here. See that inside bunching up. Dungey just sneaks by on the inside. Laninovich was actually there first, but he pushed a little too wide. Opened the door for Dungey.
Morais got through there in second place, still trying to figure out exactly where he is on the racetrack at this stage of the game now. Best guess is he's somewhere down around 9th position, maybe 10th. Dungey out front. There's Morais, listed in 9th. All the way from having the championship in your back pocket back to 9th. And Townley looking to steal it away from him, sits in 3rd. Boy, what a horrible streak for him. Lange, meanwhile, is in 17th. He's out.
Morais, though, having that great start we talked about, just what he needed to put himself in position to win this championship, and he falls down. He's back in the pack right now. Ryan Morais feels a huge sense of urgency. He's got to let it all hang out right now. He has to take chances on the track. He can't wait to pass guys. He has to make aggressive block passes. You see Jeff Alessi just pulling up and letting it by. But when he gets closer to the front, these riders are not going to do that. He's going to have to really let it all hang out. See him taking a look over his shoulder, trying to figure out where these riders are at. He has to put his head down and give it the best 10 laps of the season right now.
A lot of guys during the 2-week break tend to practice for the outdoor season, which is coming up. Not Ryan Morais. He spent the entire 2 weeks doing nothing but riding Supercross, preparing for today.
And not Ben Townley either, one of the National Motocross stars, an excellent outdoor rider, hammered Supercross laps this whole break. So it's for both these guys, they know how important this championship is, and total dedication to this one goal. Right now, it's looking like the 101 of Ben Townley has got the edge, but we've got 9 laps to go. We'll see how this plays out.
What a year this would be for Mitch Payton and his Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team, if he could wrap up not only the West Coast Championship, what he's already done with Ryan Villapoto, but if he could grab the East Coast title as well. And we see Morais struggling to get around Canary goes down, so that'll give him one more spot. That puts him up to 7th, but not quite close enough as Townley sits in 3rd. Now the next rider he's trying to catch is Hackley. Here's the points, and Morais would lose it by 3 right now.
Ooh, that is close, and Morais he's got to put on the charge. He's got to keep picking these riders off. The championship is so close.
But Jeff, how big is it that Laninovich and Dungey are holding on to 1st and 2nd, keeping Townley just a little bit closer to Morais, allowing Morais a shot and maybe taking this championship back.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, it's 25 points for 1st, and it's a 3-point gap to 2nd with 22, 20, 18, 16, and then to single points of 15. So you get down there, it's right in that feed of the points where they're going to be at. There's going to be about a 2-point gap.
Townley out front of this man, Morais.
Makes another move. Sean Hackley just got by.
Now Morais closes up another point. Lange, 17 points out. He is back in 13th. The battle for the Supercross Lights East Coast Championship continues. Townley has the edge. Will he keep it? Stay with us. Well, there's Ryan Dungey. He's been leading the main event here at Ford Field since we dropped the game. But the story is the battle for the championship. Billy Laninovich on the number 50 in the yellow riding gear sits in 2nd place, keeping Townley, the now points leader based on the way they're running, in 3rd. Morais on the blue 116 had 2nd place and the championship locked up before he crashed. Now he's in 6th. Morais trying to catch up to Smith. He's going to need at least 2 spots, Jeff, if everything stays the way it is to regain the points lead.
Yeah, and right here we see Townley working on Laninovich. This extra 2 points, if he can get up into 2nd, is going to be key because that's going to mean that Morais is going to need 1 more spot. At the moment,
oh, this could be it. There it is. 2 more points.
Whew, that's valuable, and right now, it's looking like Morais is going to have to get up to 4th place. He's a good 10 seconds off of 4th right now, so these last 6 laps, he's really going to have to put in some fast lap times.
Oh, and look at this. Here comes Laninovich trying to catch back up to make a challenge. There's Dungey, and there's Townley. So Townley can sit comfortably right here, Jeff. Put in the last 6 laps and wrap up this championship.
Well, Mitch Payton and his Pro Circuit Kawasaki team have got to be feeling good right now. They're doing what they got to do. They don't have the lead, which would guarantee the win, but as far as the position right now, they're looking pretty good.
Aaron.
Well, guys, as the riders come starting by the mechanics area, you can tell that they're riding a whole lot more cautious than they were in the beginning of the race. The reason being is what Jeff had mentioned a little earlier. All the pebbles have started to come to the top. In fact, the dirt has deteriorated all the way down to the plywood that's on the Ford Field Stadium floor. Conditions are getting slick, and it's definitely hard to keep it on 2 wheels for these guys.
Riding with Billy Laninovich. You get a good look at the ruts and the condition of the dirt. There's Morais. He's up to 5th. He's gotten around Smith. He needs Tommy Hahn next. Here's the points. He's back to 3 apart between him and Townley. But he's only got 4 to go, Jeff.
We've got 4 laps to go, and there's a pretty good gap between Morais and Hahn right now. Hahn is right up on the back of Laninovich and Townley, which are 2nd, 3rd, on 2nd, 4th. So Morais is kind of out there in no man's land right now, and he's going to have to really find something special during these last 4 laps if he's going to catch up. And as it looks right now, he needs to get past Hahn and Laninovich.
He's turning very low 49s, so he's about half a second quicker than those in front of him on this last lap. Boy, Ryan Morais told me earlier today, he was very relaxed, and he said, you know, listen, no matter what happens, this has been the best season I've ever had. I'll be thrilled with no matter what happens.
Yeah, he has put in a great season. Could come up just a little bit close unless something special happens here.
Battle for third between Hahn and Laninovich heating up. And Hahn just in front of Laninovich now, so Morais actually trying to catch up to our onboard camera.
Well, Hahn's a rider that started off the season having a little bit of bad luck, not really getting into main event, and he's definitely turned it around. You see him here charging and putting in a good last main event of the year for him.
3 to go. 2.5 laps to go.
These guys, both being Honda riders, are out at the Honda test facility, test track out in Corona, California, week in, week out. So I know they're going to race each other pretty clean and not do any bypassing or take anybody down.
Morais is about 4 seconds behind this battle, so he's gaining, Jeff, but he's just down to about 1.5 laps to get it done.
Might be a too little too soon here. Yeah, he's 4 seconds off, and he needs 2 positions. He needs to get past Hahn and Laninovich.
Ben Townley, a world champion in the outdoors in the motocross 2 class, looking to add a Supercross Lights East Coast Championship to his resume. Ryan Dungey looking for another win this year.
Boy, Townley has put in what a great recovery from earlier this season when he had a bad round. He was pretty fast opening round and DNF the main event. And really came back strong and won some races and has really matured as a Supercross rider. The World Championship in Europe, what we're talking about, we ride motocross. And so for him to come over here and learn Supercross, it's been a pretty tough learning curve. And his journey here since he arrived in the United States made a lot of stops at the hospital. He had a lot of injuries, serious injuries that he's had to recover from. Looks like right now he's putting all that behind him, lining himself up to be the next East Coast champion.
There's Dungey, working his way to the checkered flag. For Ryan Dungey, it's his 3rd AMP Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Win of the Year. But for Ben Townley, 2nd place is good enough to be crowned AMP Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Champion for 2007. Ryan Morais comes up just short, finishing in 5th, 3 seconds behind Billy Laninovich. And the championship goes to the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider Ben Townley, along with his world championship. He shakes the man who gave him a great battle for the title, Ryan Morais, all the way down to the last round of the season. What a year for the Monster Pro Circuit team. 2 championships in the lights class. We'll be back to talk to the new champ.
Saturday, an epic
Are you an actor or an activist? It's more than your right to insist. Refuse to the government admits. Take a risk. Realize. Don't accept the realize. Move. Refuse. Resist. Unite people, army enlist. Rebel music transmit like this. Raise your fists. You realize you're the catalyst. Refuse. Resist.
Girl, that booty, trying to get to you, that booty. What you gonna do when I bend the block? Pull up on that ass with a brand new drop. Speakers on black high.
Girl, I've been shaking and making the donkey trying to...
Yep, there's lots of hugs to go around. But of course, there's one hug you got to make sure you give, and that's to your team owner. That's Mitch Payton. He's gotten a lot of hugs this year as he wins his 2nd championship in the lights class, taking the West and the East Coast championships. And now here's a look at the results of this race here in Detroit. Ryan Dungey picks up his 3rd win of the year. Morais got all the way up to 5th, comes up short. Well, let's hand out the trophies and a #1 plate. Here's Aaron.
A very emotional Ben Townley picking up his very first AMA Supercross Lights Championship, and the man to do the honors, AMA Series manager Steve Whitelock. Steve?
Let's get it right side up. There you go. Ben Townley, it's a long way to come. New Zealand to the United States to win the Lights East Coast, but congratulations. There you go, bud.
Ben, what a long season it's been for you. You worked so hard for this. You've got an MX2 World Championship under your belt. Where does this championship rank?
This is a dream come true, man. It's, you know, my mum and dad and my sister are here right now, and this is something that I've worked for years. I came to America in 1998 to see how I would stack up against some of the best kids in the world, and since then, man, this is what I want to win one of these. And I got to thank the whole crew at Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Kawasaki. They're awesome, man. They everything they do is just to go out there and win, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I came to this team. I've got to thank them so much. Thor, Parts Unlimited, Bridgestone, Ant Mobile, Monster Energy, just everyone on our team, Alpine Stars, for all their help. I've got to say thanks to Craig, my mechanic. You know, he's one of the best out there. Mitch, Bones, Aaron, Zach, everyone on the team that they just do such a hard job, and I want to thank them a lot.
Congratulations on a sweet success.
Well, Ben Townley's got one more Supercross Lights race to do, and that'll be the East-West Shootout. You'll see it live on Speed May 5th, Saturday night, from Las Vegas at Sam Boyd Stadium. Make sure you join us. And look at how close the points were between Townley and Morais here at the final round in Detroit. Let's head back to Aaron.
Well, guys, Ryan Dungey said that he was going to be coming back fresh off a 2-week break, and he meant business. Ryan, the championship is over and done with. Is there anything that you would have done differently or anything that you regret?
You know, there's a couple mistakes, you know, I thought I'd dawn back on, but, you know, I just gonna keep working hard from here, you know, hopefully pull it off next year. But I just got to give it up from Team Akita Suzuki, RG3, Bridgestone, everybody at Suzuki, my mechanic, Tool Time, Answer, One Industries, Oakley, Gurney, and Nike 6.0, and Rockstar, and anybody else I forgot. I really appreciate it.
The Mobile Supercross Lights East Coast Championship was without a doubt the most hotly contested Supercross title of the 2007 season, Jeff. Ben Townley comes out king. What'd you think of his performance this year?
Well, I think it was just amazing that he came back from not getting any points in the first round to come back and win this championship. Just never giving up. Keep working hard. That's what it takes to be champion.
And a great run by Ryan Morais and Darcy Lange, and some very good performances out of young Ryan Dungey.
There is no doubt about that. It was a great series.
For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emick, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Congratulations, Ben Townley. Ryan Villopoto collected his first Supercross title.